Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Kurt.
Hi, Katey.
Hi, honey. Welcome to Pi.
Hi.
Pi. What does Pi mean?
People, influences, experiences.
Right. This is our podcast.
Our homecast.
Our homecast,
as I
right?
like
We
to
like
call
to
it.
do it.
Because
So-
we don't like to leave the house.
I know we don't. Well, I like to leave the house. You don't like to leave the house.
Very true.
So we had to find a compromise, which, that is kind of what marriage is about. Right, sweetheart?
Hi. Yes.
How are you?
Compromise.
Compromise. How are you?
Okay, I think. I'm always weird at the beginning of a project, so I'm a little, I sit up in my office and I stare at the board and I go, this is going to be good. As soon as I start, it's going to be really good. And then, but
But you've been doing a lot of painting and drawing up there,
yeah,
too.
but that doesn't really count because
But
no, creatively.
you'll say to me, "Oh, I'm painting and drawing, but I'm thinking about
no,
the project. I'm forming
it's true.
it."
It's like I'll be in another. It helps me to go to another sphere, if you will. But eventually, I have to, jump back into the one that matters. But I'm getting there. I need to start to feel a little bit anxious and just to feel the gun slightly touching my head as far as deadlines. And then I get moving.
I so know that about you after all these years that pretty soon we're going to get a 2-week, I'll see you later. Like, I'm not coming up for air. I don't think there'll be any more energy drinks. I think you're past that point.
No, I can't
Used
do
to
energy.
be he would write and drink energy drinks and I
Smoke.
wouldn't see smoke sometimes. That was a horrible period. And then I wouldn't see him,
Yeah.
but then he'd come out with some really great stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that.
I know you are,
I'm
but you
trying to
said that
be-
last
I
time
know.
too.
I'm trying to, implement a little bit of moderation and scheduling and, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you have to fit your contrast therapy
I
in.
know.
So.
I know my contrast. How about you? What's going on with you, Katey?
Well,
how are you feeling?
Things are very good. Things are good. I just got back from Ohio doing a little teeny weeny movie, and that was really fun. And
with teeny weeny actors?
No, nice big movie star actors. So that was really fun. And my choir is coming along really well. I don't know if I've talked very much about it, but I've put together this choir that I have no idea what's going to happen with, but I've been able to sing, which is super important to me. So, and they're sounding great. And it's really using my brain. I'm having to learn to sight sing again and read music and, all the stuff that, keeps my brain going. So that's been really fun.
I think all that stuff that pushes through the stuff that we're not certain of.
Right.
Even just the song we were talking about, like, well, I don't know, like that stuff, even if it's just, for me, even if it's just the hit of esteem I get from the attempt, sometimes.
You mean to put something together?
Yeah, like that I know I'm uncomfortable about or don't understand or this isn't my wheelhouse and I don't know.
Yeah, but this is my wheelhouse.
No, but I'm saying to do things like sight read and read
music, that
things
was never
that
really my wheelhouse.
That aren't necessarily your strong suit within that.
Right.
You have to push through and learn that stuff and feel like you have to say, I don't understand. I don't know how to do this.
I'm really good at that now. Saying I don't know how to do this, which is like when I was younger, I never wanted to say I don't know how to do this. I wanted to just act like I knew everything.
I didn't utter the phrase I don't know until I was in my mid-30s.
Yeah. Now you're pretty good at it.
I am. I like not knowing.
I know.
I like being vulnerable and going, I don't know how to do that. What the fuck is that?
Right. Yeah.
And there's power in that.
Well, it's humility. It's teachable. Yeah. It's all that stuff. Yeah.
Maybe.
So my choir adventure has been a project. We'll get to our guest in a moment. I know this, we're just going on and on, but
we haven't talked in a while.
We haven't talked to him yet, but we have. But my choir project, what's really great about it for me is it's a purely something I love to do, and that's why I want to do it. And since I'm such a good starter and not a great follow-througher, it's been a very good exercise in continuing it and not
Yes, you've been
giving
great.
up on it. So, because I always have great ideas and then follow through is kind of my not so strong suit. So, this has been really, I'm proud of it. I just love
and it's
it.
cool because you don't even quite know what it is.
No, and I don't think I
you're
need
just
to.
following the next indicated creative action, if you will, and it's cool to watch.
Yeah, it's fun until somebody gives me a TV job, or a movie job.
Right.
Like got to fill time. We're actors. It's crazy. Speaking of, let's introduce our fabulous guest,
Right.
who just self-professed. I know his work, but I really don't know much about him. So I'm looking forward to speaking with him.
Same with me. I haven't seen him in many a year. We were trying to figure out what season it was. But anyhow, our esteemed pie guest is Jesse Garcia. Jesse!
What's up?
Nice to see you.
It has been a while.
It has been, man.
It has been a long time.
I think it was I'm thinking season 4.
I think it was season 4. And I did like 5 episodes. And
yeah, you were just like,
Yeah.
and
Rafi, right?
Rafi, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
We looked it up. We did look that up.
I had forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like I knew you were the right-hand man. I just couldn't remember. And then as soon as I saw the season, then I remembered the storyline.
Yeah.
But it's wild, dude, because
we don't remember
I'll
much.
read blurbs sometimes about episodes or seasons and I'll be like, really?
Oh, that's cool.
When did that happen?
we you know how we are.
Yeah.
So what we talk about here though is we don't really talk a lot about work. So we're going to ask you some childhood kind of questions, like where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I'll just to capsulize it. It's the idea is that we and people listening or watching, they will either know of your work or be a fan, and they'll have a sense of what you now do and have perhaps become. But it's sort of potentially looking at the things that paved the way to who you have become and what you have decided to do. It's that kind of thing.
Fun.
Yeah.
And the things that fucked you up, and made
Oh,
you,
yeah.
and that how you got through it, all that, and all that stuff. Because we come from both of us come from challenging places, I would say.
Yeah, I mean we've both in recovery for many decades, and so we've had no choice to sort of turn over some of those rocks, but we, like that nature and nurture stuff is I find fast. Anything that's familial or tribal is, and that's what all that shit is for me. Family is just tribe, and so.
Yeah. So where are you from, Jesse?
I grew up in Wyoming. I grew up in a small town in Wyoming. Hannah, Wyoming is where I grew up most of my childhood. My mom and I were born in the same hospital in Rawlins, Wyoming.
Wow.
My dad, I asked a few years ago, I didn't really know the story of how my parents met. But apparently, from what I remember, my dad had met one of my uncles, her brothers, and they met. I'm probably fucking up the story, but they met, and then he went off and was working and doing construction or something in branches, and then came back a year later, and we got together, and then accidents happen.
Right. Well, brothers, sisters.
I have a sister. I have one sister.
You have one sister. Yeah. Are you older, younger?
A little older, like a little over a year, like a year and a quarter. Yeah.
So you were the accident.
I'm pretty sure we were both accidents. if I'm going to be honest, Mexicans are breeders.
So also, just to be stereotypical Catholic.
I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I did not. I would not have guessed Wyoming and Jehovah's.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, there's more surprises.
What does that look like?
I don't know. What's funny is because I think what happened was somebody came up to my parents' door. I must have been, my magic age is like 5 to 8, where everything happened to me when I was a kid. I don't know. That's like where I think.
That's where you remember.
That's where I think everything happened.
Yeah.
And I remember it was around Halloween, and my parents said, we're going to start being Jehovah's Witnesses. Like they had made this decision, and they go, but it was Halloween was coming up, and they said, well, we can go one more Halloween if you guys want to, because because they're kind of giving us a choice. So it's just like thinking back about it, it's like, oh, it's kind of like a really good conversation to have with the kids.
Right.
But and they go, or we can, because they don't celebrate holidays, and
They don't?
no
See, I know nothing
no
about
holidays, no birthdays, like
No Christmas?
no Christmas. Yeah.
Oh.
And so like for me, like, and it kind of it's a constant with me. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. It's like, no, if we're gonna be Jehovah's Witnesses and we're not gonna be doing holidays, like I don't need to go trick or treating. Like it doesn't make any sense. So like, but my sister wanted to go trick or treating, so we kind of all went trick or treating one last time when I was a kid. I remember this; it's like a core memory. And then we were Jehovah's Witnesses up until I kind of fell off between 16 and 17 years old, and then there was something that I got in my head and got a little like fear was going like, man, maybe like what's going on in my life, like.
What is the Jehovah Witness belief system?
It's a Christian belief system. They like
heaven and hell,
yeah,
all that stuff.
Sinning and
Right.
like one of the things is like there are some like famous Jehovah's Witnesses, but like they really kind of look down upon people being famous or being actors or celebrities that are Jehovah's Witnesses because they call it worldly, right? So it's not of God. It's not of like.
There's some
praising.
pretty famous Christians.
Yeah, there was. I think the Jacksons. I think the Williams family is.
They're all Jehovah's Witnesses too?
I think so. I think they still might be, but it's like it's a weird kind of
right
like juxtaposition of how like you're not supposed to be famous, but you are. Like,
yeah. How do you dodge that?
It's wild. But then I kind of like one of my favorite classes in college was theology. It's like a theology 101. My cheerleading partner, other surprise.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was a cheerleader in college. I got a scholarship to
be a cheerleader.
Yeah,
you
Holy
did not.
Shit.
I swear to God.
Really?
Were you a gymnast or something?
No, I was football, wrestling, and track in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, and how I got that is
okay. Wait. We can't go there yet.
Okay.
We have to ask more about Jehovah Witness.
Great.
Because
so then apparently like only 144,000 get to go to paradise, right? This like heaven.
Why is that number?
I don't remember. I remember looking it up one day and then I forgot about it.
And it's like
it's fascinating. So like, but for me, it's like I have a hard time with organized religions, and I think a lot of it's fear based and like really kind of preys on people's fears. And
were you guys door knockers? This is what I know of Jehovah's Witnesses.
I think I only remember going once, and I hated it. I thought it was invasive, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the feeling. I didn't mind giving Bible talks. I would do Bible talks at the Kingdom Hall. That's what the church was called, is the Kingdom Hall. And I was in it. I was like, cool, this is what we're doing. I was like good at it. I was a good kid. But then I started kind of having my own thoughts and kind of veering off, going like, oh, this doesn't seem right. Like it's like, why the fear? Why all this other stuff? And then I took a theology class in college, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of all the same. Mm-hmm. Like all these religions are basically fundamentally the same. I'm like, I don't need to pick something. If I want to pick anything, I can just pluck and choose and try to just be a good person.
Absolutely. Well, I have a sense of one God. I mean, that's kind of my, we all have a different way to worship, but we're all, it's all the same.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So wow, that's such an interesting way. Are your parents still Jehovah's Witnesses?
I think my mom still has a little bit of a foundation in it, and I don't think I think there are good things about church and about like some sort of organized religion where it kind of gives you to be a good person, right?
Do unto others,
that kind of stuff, and I had a conversation with my mom. It must have been 10 years ago or so. I went to their house, and it was during Christmas, and my mom came into the room that I was staying in while I was there, and she asked me if I was still Jehovah's Witness, and I said no. I was like, I don't study anymore. I have a kind of a problem with organized religion. I kind of just do my own thing. And she goes, do you believe in God? And I go, I don't know, man. I don't know. I go, what is God? And she says, well, God is powerful. I go, well, I'm powerful. Does that make me God? She goes, I don't know. Because I don't think she's ever questioned it. Right. So she's never had, she's just always believed. She's never had that conversation where like she has to question her belief system or question like an entity that, we're told to believe. So I think she still has a fundamental belief in it, but I don't think she.
What's interesting to me is growing up with the concept of sin, heaven, hell, like if you do this. I mean, I would imagine that it's got some kind of like, were you conditioned to believe that certain things are just super bad that really aren't super bad, but they're like, you cannot do this. If you do this, you're going to hell. Did you grow up sort of that way?
Kind of. Yeah. I like there's like the sinning and kind of like making
Don't
atoning for
have
yourself.
sex, don't drink alcohol kind
Yeah,
of
and
thing?
like, well, I don't think alcohol was so much of a thing. But it was holidays. Yeah, I think it's the holidays, and I think it's stuff like that, kind of like general thing. And like, it's not, man, it's such a machine. Because I remember we would go to conventions at arenas, and there'd be full.
Oh, yeah, you see it on TV. It's like evangelist kind
Yeah,
of
it's like
vibe.
it's kind of that you go and it was just a spectacle because it'd be 80,000 people in this stadium listening to people talk about God and and there's always money involved and
Always money
yeah.
involved. And like it makes me think of swear jars. Like if you're at home and you swear, like you have to put $1 in the jar. People that, kind of that or something.
Remember the Watchtower magazines and the Awake magazines?
Yeah, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
those? I never got into the Watchtower, but the Awake always had some sort of science in it. So like I was always reading that because there was always
that's interesting. Yeah, there
something
was
sciencey in there.
You like science.
I do. I like learning.
Oh, good. We love that.
And
That's so nice.
was it a small town? Was it like a
Yeah.
cowboy town?
Well, it was a coal mining town.
Right.
So
Was there a lot of Mexican? Did
no.
it have a Mexican populace or
A
no?
little bit, not really. There was some, but not really. I don't really remember a lot of Latinos growing up.
Right.
Because I feel like I grew up white. Like I kind of assimilated into this tiny town that
Right.
there were some but there weren't many. But we're all we're all country. It's a little bit country, you know what I mean? So it was about 800 people, I think, at the time.
Oh, that's
I
small.
think, yeah, and I think there's only probably 300 there now because the coal mine retired. My mom still lives there. She still has a house there. She got her parents' house.
All right, jump ahead a little bit to cheerleading. So
Yeah.
so you went to you all your
local high
schooling
school
was
there.
there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so my parents moved around a lot. We went to we lived in Laramie, Wyoming for a little bit. We lived in Fort Collins Colorado for a little bit. But we would hop back and forth between Hannah and Rawlins because my parents would work at this wild game meat processing plant during hunting season. So I would go, yeah. So I would do that too. Like I would,
Following the meat.
yeah, I learned how to cut, and I don't know, I could learn it again pretty easily. But cut up the animals, I would skin the animals, I would salt the hides so that somebody would come and buy the hides, so that the hides would be kind of dry and not full of maggots or anything. Yeah, it's wild animals. It's a meat processing plant. And I still can hear like the sound of the saw cutting through the bone and
I can smell it as you're talking. I have a sense of a smell.
Yeah, it was crazy. But we would go back and forth between Rollins and Hannah for years until like my sophomore year. I go, I can't do it anymore. My friend's parents said I could stay with them in Rollins so that I could let me go to high school here because I didn't like the high school in Hannah. Nothing against Hannah. I just didn't like the high school. Tiny, tiny town.
God, and that's hard on a kid.
Yeah, and there were more girls in Rollins and like there was sports and I wanted to play football. My parents never let me play football, so I finally joined the football team my sophomore year. We didn't have any money either. So like they were always afraid I was going to get hurt. My mom especially. And so I stayed and like my parents ended up moving to Rollins because I didn't want to go back.
Oh, that was good of them.
Yeah, so it was great. They bought the little house in Rollins, which was like 7,000 people, 8,000 people, another small town. I got to join the football team. I wrestled. I ran track. And then my senior year, our high school football coaches, they took us to a University of Wyoming football game. And the cheerleaders came with us and dance squad. And we saw the cheerleaders warming up, like doing some stunts before the football game started. And I joked, it's like, and they did the chair, right? Where they hold the girl by the butt. That was a chair. I'm like, oh, I could do that. And a high school cheerleading coach, she goes, they get scholarships for that. And I go, shut up. And I go, maybe I should have quit football and be a cheerleader.
Wow. Plus all the girls were there. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it was like looking at hot college girls.
100%.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah, so I would joke with the cheerleading coach throughout the year, the high school cheerleading coach. And one wrestling tournament in Torrington, Wyoming, she had called the cheerleading coach for the junior college in that town, Eastern Wyoming College, Shell Reboyne, and said, well, I have this kid, he's, you know, says he's interested, you should come meet him. So I met her right before the tournament started. I said, hey, I'd love to talk to you. He's like, I'm concentrating on a match that I probably lost. Um, and after wrestling season was over, I went and visited Torrington, which is like 3.5 hours away, and tried out. And I tried out for like an hour or something like that.
Right. And you had never really done it before.
Never done it. And I didn't even know what they were doing, but I did a couple things and I caught on really quickly and I caught on right away. And I was probably 30 pounds lighter than I am right now. And the girls are, you know, they're small. Like they're usually between 100 pounds and 120 pounds. Like that's about the size that they are. And she, at the end of this little trial, she goes, cool, well, we'd love to have you. If you wanna come, we'll give you a scholarship, you know, paid, like I paid for most of tuition and part of like housing. And
How fantastic.
I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll do it.
I'll
Wow.
let somebody sit on my hand.
Yeah, exactly. And I went and I finished the school year and graduation. Everyone who graduated, we had a big class for Rollins, just like 225 people, 250 people. And they said, Jesse Garcia, cheerleading scholarship to Eastern Wyoming. Everyone was like, how'd you get him to say that? I go, because I got a cheerleading scholarship.
They thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, that was a joke. So I did 2 years at Eastern Wyoming College, and then I sent tryout tapes to several schools.
Well, that's so smart, dude.
As a cheerleader.
As a cheerleader. So like I went to 2 years there, and I'm like, I want to go to a bigger school just to see if like could try out. And I got into most places that I wanted. I got into Hawaii. They accepted me on the squad in Hawaii, University of Hawaii. And I think a couple of places in Utah. I want to say I sent one to UT in Texas, but University of Nebraska called me last second. It's like, hey, we would love to have you on the squad.
That's wild, you know, because they say to get, you know, it just reminds me of my niece who ultimately went to Harvard. But one of her very special skills was she was a bassoon player.
Oboe, what's in it?
No, it was bassoon.
Oh.
And I mean, not that she's not amazing, but it was kind of like this specialized thing that and they definitely needed a bassoon player.
Yeah.
So I don't know that that's why she got in, but it reminds me of like how many dudes are out there trying to get a cheerleading position.
Right.
That must be sort of a sought after and not totally common
But it's
thing.
also smart, dude.
Or
because
maybe it
if
is. I don't know.
If you know you're not like big enough to be drafted for football or tall enough for basketball or whatever, it's sort of like, but you're strong, you have
You're
great
athletic.
coordination, you probably have an amazing center of balance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah,
to be a catch, that's what
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And you were like, oh, here's what I can do with this.
And it's strenuous.
That's fucking genius.
Oh, it was so much fun. I got beat up more than anything than any other sport I did.
Oh, just the physical.
The physical part of it, I separated my sternum a little bit. I've done both my shoulders, knees. I've blown out both my knees doing cheerleading. But, you know, I'm 20, 18, 19, 20 years old, so I recover quickly.
Yeah, I remember. Did you watch the documentary Cheers? I think it was called. Yeah, I was amazed at how physical.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
man,
it's major.
Well, the base is one of the main jobs of the base and the spotter is to make sure the girl any kind of flyer never hits the ground. If she steps on your face and crushes your face on the way down, it's fine. It's fine as long as she never hits the ground. And there's been plenty of times where we swoop them up and they're like their face is just like, shoo.
Wow.
Yeah, and they have to, and they're go like, no, it's cool, let's go again.
Right.
So it's
It has to be complete faith.
complete faith. Like they have, yeah. And I wasn't even like, I was not even close to being one of the top guys on the squad, but I was good enough to be on the squad. And my tumbling is what I lacked.
Oh, yeah.
So I could do a back
imagine
handspring, back tuck, but I couldn't. That's what linking the two of them. I just didn't have that background.
Oh, that's interesting. Right.
Oh, that's right. They do all that.
They do
kind of
all that
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
That's
so,
so cool.
that
So
is
where did you
really-
go? Did you go to Nebraska?
I went to Nebraska.
Fucking A. That's
Yeah,
so
dude.
crazy. What a great school.
It was heavy.
That's
so happy. It
wild.
was so much fun. I had a great time.
Did you? You loved college?
Yeah, the thing here's the one bit of advice I give to young people when they go into college. I feel like school's wasted on the youth. I feel like people go to school too early to try to figure out what they want to do with their life because we don't fucking know.
Right.
You
You're
don't
supposed to. They want you to.
They want you to
Yes.
figure it out at
Yeah.
18. You don't know.
Right.
And I didn't I was always interested in. I always wanted to do plays, but I tried out for one in high school, and I was just, of course, terrible at it. I was like, I walked do a cold read audition with the play. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I didn't get it, of course.
Why did you always want to do
I
plays?
just thought it'd be fun. I just
Were
like
you
it,
a TV kid that watched a lot of television, or
yeah,
what?
like movies,
Movies,
and
TV, right?
Yeah, and I just thought it'd be fun. And the one thing I wish I would have did in college is like looking back, I wish I would have taken the art classes. I wish I would have taken pottery and
Right.
theater and all the things that I actually like as an adult.
What did
right?
you end up majoring in?
It was computer science to begin with. Failed computer science. We're so bad. I'm like, this is stupid. And then I went to like computer applications and trying to do something with computers because I thought that's where everything was going, and I thought networking that'd be good money because I wasn't thinking creatively. I was thinking career.
And theology. You took theology courses.
I did a couple classes that I thought I would like, that I would enjoy, a couple music classes, but it was never really what now looking back, what I wish I would have done. Then it was exercise science in Nebraska. So I'm like, I work out all the time. I'm already into fitness. Like this stuff is, I kind of like, it's like an easy subject for me.
Right.
But I didn't care enough about school. I cared about the experience of school. I care about my classes because I'm like, how is this going to apply to what I want to do? Like, I don't really see the steps of where it's taking me.
But did you kind of have an idea of where you wanted to go by a couple of years into college, or were you still like, I'm not sure what I want to do, or
A little both.
like what was
Exercise science. I was like, I can be a trainer. I can go on any sports team, help out a team, make a decent living. I like doing it. It's not hard for me.
So that was kind of like where you decided this is where I'm going.
Which I ended up doing anyway. I ended up being a personal trainer for years when I was first auditioning.
Really?
So that was kinesiology, right?
Yeah.
That's
what our
kids. That's her science core. That's her first year,
and she's interested in all that.
She digs it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm still fascinated by all that. I'm into biohacking and trying to figure everything out.
Us too.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's great.
We're just trying to stay alive.
Yeah,
long.
exactly.
Yeah.
So all right, so you moved to that area, and so I guess it served you in terms of keeping you alive for a minute, in terms of work. But when was the shift in terms of what you wanted to do to make you happy?
I knew this girl from one of my classes, my nutrition class. Her name is Jennifer Drossick. And I saw her on campus one day. We were outside the gym, and we started talking about, I'm a 21-year-old kid, and she's 19, tall, beautiful, blonde. What we wanted to do with our lives. And she said she wanted to be an actress, model. And I go, oh man, that'd be awesome. That'd be fun. I go, sounds great. And she goes, I'm actually going to go to this actor model search thing in Chicago in a few weeks and check it out. And I'm like, oh, let me know how it goes. A few weeks later, I see her on campus, pretty much in the exact same spot. And I go, hey, how'd the thing go? And she goes, well, I met this guy named Judson Vaughn at this convention, and he has this acting studios, acting classes. He's a producer, writer, director in Atlanta. And he invited me to go study down there. I go, fuck, that's amazing. That's great. And I go, you gonna go? She goes, yeah. She goes, I actually was talking to him about you. And I go, really? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, you should come with me. And I go, I don't know.
Was she a love interest?
No, she's just like
a friend.
Yeah, just a friend. And I go, I don't know. And I'm thinking, it's like, I don't really know you. Like,
yeah,
right?
and I don't know the guy.
Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know you. And I'm like, I have a full ride scholarship basically to University of Nebraska, and my life is easy right now. I'm like, I'm cruising. But there was another actor model search thing that came through. I think Nebraska, and I went to it. And of course, I'm not a model, so I wasn't going to get picked up, and I knew that going in. But for some reason, somebody was talking, and I kind of got the bug in my ear about acting. And I called her, and I go, tell me more about this guy. And she says, well, I've been talking to him about you and you know, funny and Latino, blah, blah, blah. And he's thinking from a producer standpoint. He's like, oh, okay, there's not very many working right now. Like, I'd love to talk to him and see what he's about. So I called him, and over a 45-minute phone call, I decided I'm going to drop everything in Nebraska and move to Atlanta.
Wow.
And he's like, are you actually interested in acting, or you just want to follow this girl? I'm like, no, man. Which is a valid question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That's a good question.
It's a great question. And I go, no, man, like, she's really cool, but I think it'd be fun. Like, I'm not expecting anything of it, but it could be fun. And so as soon as I hung up the phone, I packed up everything.
So what year in college are you in?
That was third year.
Okay.
So now, did you put it on pause, or did you just step away?
I just stepped away.
Wow.
Man, leap of faith.
The school year had just finished.
Oh.
I was actually on academic probation for the scholarship. I was fine. I had it, and I could have.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah. I needed a 2.0 to maintain my scholarship, and I had a 1.92.
Okay.
Because there was some class I just did not like, and I didn't care. So I packed up everything I didn't like that night. I packed up 99% of my stuff, drove back to Wyoming, told my parents I'm moving to Atlanta in a week to study acting. And my mom was like, okay, well, let us know if you need any help.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't trip, because my mom later told me, she goes, I thought you'd be gone for 6 months and hate it and come back to Wyoming.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like
that you come back
that
home.
would be the motivation to come home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think they've always known not to kind of fight me doing what I want. Cause I left. They knew that I was going to leave from like 8 years old. Cause I remember doing it, but my mom always says, like, I showed her pictures of the city and books. She goes, what? I go, we need to be there.
Like a big city.
Yeah. I go, we need to be there.
We need to get the fuck out of this.
We need to get out of this town. I want to be there. She goes, why? Because I didn't. There's people. There's things. But I was a little kid. Like,
right.
My past lives are talking.
Yeah.
So I stayed in Wyoming for a week, drove back to Nebraska, picked up Jen, drove straight through to Atlanta from Lincoln, Nebraska to Atlanta, Georgia the next day, and started classes that week. And I started doing 2 classes a week, every week for, 2
Now, was this
years.
did he have a studio there? Like
He did. He had a place called What Films. And he's an actor, brilliant actor, and a writer, director. And the things that we did were very cool, because we learned to not just act, but we learned to write, produce, direct, and act. So we did all the stuff we did was original material. We never did anything that's ever been produced, never been on TV, never been in movies.
Oh, wow.
So it's really cool.
So scene study would be just like original material.
So we would do prepared scenes, like at the beginning of class. But it would be something written by somebody in class.
Wow.
So it was a think tank of sorts, which is great, because we had showcases at the end of every year or twice a year for, new actors come in, get representation, or producers or whoever's in town to come see us. But we would do prepared scenes for the first half, or however long it took. And then we would do critique, which is like likes and ads, right? What do we like about the scenes? What do we like about performances? What do you think you could add? So we would never kind of direct each other. Like, we would give suggestions of what we liked and what we could add. And then we would do a writing exercise that he called fodder. So like, he would give us a theme of what, he'd pair us up or group us up depending on how many people are in class. He'd give us a theme and some obstacles to go through, send us away for 45 minutes. We would write the thing. We would rehearse it, memorize it, come back and put it up that night.
Wow.
So it was great. It was great exercise.
Speed work.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I loved it because I like working that fast. And then every now and then there would be a gem of a scene. So like, there's always be something like, oh, cool, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
So and then with a couple of things we ended up shooting. I was like, this is back in the days when like for the early DV cameras, right? The Canon DV cameras, the ones that 9 weeks later shot on. He got one of those, and we would let us use it, and we'd shoot our own little short films and our own pilot. And
so how were you affording to, because now you don't have a scholarship, so are you having odd jobs?
I got a personal
classes?
training job the second day I was in town.
Oh, there you go.
So I wasn't making a ton of money, but
enough.
But enough. And like Jen found an apartment for us that was like $600 a month or something. This is 25 years ago.
I think this girl had a crush on you. I mean, she's kind of taking you everywhere. Now you're roommates.
Yeah. No, I don't think, there was nothing ever romantic about our relationship.
She's still a good friend?
No, no. No, we're not in touch. She's a lovely person. Like, we've had our differences, but
Right.
and we've reconciled, and she's a lovely person.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So you had jobs as a trainer that was kind of supporting you. Well, here you are in a big city. You're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You're everything you wanted when you were 8 years old.
And I kind of got into, yeah, exactly. And I kind of got integrated into Atlanta and kind of the acting and artist scene really quickly, because there was some of the actors there, they, the odd jobs that they would get would be costume jobs, right? And some of the costume jobs paid bank. Like, they were paying anywhere from $50 to $150 an hour, right? To do these crazy costume jobs. I remember I was an Oscar statuette for an Oscar watch party one night.
Wow.
Painting my body in gold. One of the worst gigs I did.
You had to stand still?
I would play, and I'd have the sword, and I was like in some chones and just basically naked, and kind of scare people as they walk into the parties, some rich party. I was a bear. Like, I was a mascot for a radio station one time. I probably got heat stroke so it was terrible. They would hire actors to at the convention center to kind of like greet and help people coming into the convention, like these big events, excelling events. Like, we'd have information booths and like elevator operators, which is the worst. And so we could pay like anywhere $20 to $50 an hour to do those kind of
personality gigs.
Yeah, those personality gigs. So I made a Spider-Man. Like, play Spider-Man for kids' birthday parties. Moms are crazy. Moms were nuts. Imagine 20-some-year-old me in a Spider-Man costume.
We had Elmos and Big Birds, people in costumes at our kids' parties.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's so wild. So so what year is this in Atlanta? This is what,
2000. I was in Atlanta from 2000, mid 2000, Memorial Day weekend 2000.
Yeah, so it's blowing up there at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's starting. It's not like the Tyler Perry movement hasn't started yet.
Right, but it's getting there. Yeah,
it's starting. Yeah.
Yeah, the migration began.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good timing too, man. Yeah.
So what did mom and dad think of all this? They were still cool. Dad too. Everybody's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, okay, he's doing his thing. And did they ever come out and see you? And
did they come to Atlanta? I think my mom might have come once.
Huh.
But they don't. They don't. I don't think my dad's ever been on an airplane. No, wait, he has. Yeah, I flew him out. I flew him out here to watch me do the Pee Wee Herman show.
Oh. Wait a minute, you were with Paul?
Yeah.
I went to college with Paul.
Oh, I didn't.
I love Paul.
Oh, I'll show you a video later.
Very close to Paul.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a beautiful man.
What a beautiful man.
Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was so good to me.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
He was I loved Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, but my parents, my dad is probably more open to coming to the city than my mom. My mom, like, she's a small town girl. It's like she's lived in.
Now, are they still doing the same work? Are they still?
My dad did a bunch of things. Like, I remember when we lived in Laramie, he put himself through auto body work, right? Like, he went to school to do auto body and kind of some mechanic stuff, but like fix cars. So, like, he would buy wrecked cars and fix them and sell them. So, like, that's how he would hustle, make money. The construction, and he did ranch. He's an immigrant, so he had to do whatever he had to do.
Right.
To feed us and keep a roof over our heads. And my mom, every now and then, she would do like housekeeping, or she would do odd jobs, work at a grocery store, stuff like that.
Now, sister, is she still worth?
It ended up being a truck driver for a long time. My dad ended up being a truck driver. Yeah, my sister's a wild person.
I love that.
Yeah.
So your dad was trying, and your sister, like long distance?
Like the big trucks, with the bed in the back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then my sister got in an accident. My dad got in an accident. It's like everyone, like, my dad's kind of semi-retired and still drives trucks every now and then, but.
So family-wise, do you have a partner in your life right now?
I don't.
You're a single dude.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going.
Are you a dater? Are you out there?
I date. I go out every now and then. Yeah.
Man, how's it? I mean, I can't imagine being single in Los Angeles right now. Is it tough? No, you probably don't have any problems. Look at you.
It's fine. You kind of choose who you want to surround yourself with, and like, I'm pretty picky. Like, I make sure that I'm going out with people or spending time with that. Hopefully I don't cause problems, because it's like, that's the last thing I need.
Yeah.
Hopefully, did you ever cause problems?
No, there's been some questionable situations where, like, for whether it's vindictive or whatever's going on, it's like, yeah, it's not worth it.
Got it.
I try to
What, because you strike me as a cat who's fairly self-aware and not protective, but you covet and you care about, you know, your personal space. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And you seem really dedicated to, especially the work part of your career right now.
100%.
And so that's what's pulling focus for you in terms of
Personal
time and
life.
energy
Yeah.
over like a, like, look, some dudes, it's like they love what they do, but then it's the quest is family and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, I just from hearing your story and that sense of, oh yeah, I could do that. I feel like it's sort of a little bit of how you move through life in a way of like, okay,
Yeah.
would you agree? Is
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah. 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 A lot. Like I bought a small property in Austin 10 years ago. I go, "Oh, I could fix that. I can figure it out." YouTube and kind of like just getting off my butt and doing stuff. I'm like, yeah, I figured it out. Yeah. It might not be perfect, but I can figure it out.
It's so interesting to me because what I correlate that with, just hearing the way you grew up and having that Jehovah's Witness background, is because you sound like a guy who has a lot of faith that things will work out. You know what I mean? Like that it'll work out.
Yeah.
That's fair to say, I think. And I find that interesting because even though you say in a conversation with your mom, I'm not sure what God is. Is there a God? Maybe I'm God, that kind of thing. However, to live a life of faith, to live a life in like, well, shit's going to work out rather than the like, uh-oh, it's not going to work out, is kind of, subconsciously, I'm sure you sort of got that from your upbringing.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
there is some sort of divine energy that is going to make it that's got my back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't discount anything. Like I think
Right.
everything's possible and nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. The thing that repelled you from organized religion was the very thing that, you seem to face, which is fear, right? And like, no, I don't want to be driven by that because that's going to get in my way, right? And because there is a fearlessness to having a sense of, yeah, I can try that.
Packing up your shit and
Yeah,
moving
and
to
if it doesn't
Atlanta
work
in a
out,
day.
if it doesn't work out, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, that's faith. Believing in things we cannot see.
Yeah. I go with that.
I love that. That's really cool. So the search for love is kind of like not on your. I mean, are you a guy that wants a family, kids, and blah, blah, blah?
I lean toward no on kids.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Why is that?
I just don't. I don't feel like I love. I love kids. And for some reason, kids like me. And I'm mean as hell to kids, and and they love it. I love all my friends' kids. I love kids, but I don't feel like that's something I feel like that I need to complete. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like that's something that
You don't have a calling for it.
I don't.
So it's not so much because I talk to our older kids some about it. They're like 30 and 29, and there is the conversation about bringing children into the world as it is, which is a hard time. So I wondered if anything.
Well, I think it's interesting because I think it's always a hard time. It's always, there's always something cataclysmic around the corner. You know what I mean? Now it's AI and robots and aliens coming next month, and
it's interesting because I had the same point of view. I mean, I had a similar upbringing with Catholicism, and then was like, nah, not my bag, and then didn't think I didn't have, as you say, I never had that Jones. I never had that pull to be like, I need to do that.
A dad.
And I think some dudes have it, right? And I don't know if it's, from my challenging relationships with my parents growing up, or if it was just hardwired. And I didn't even have the thought until I fell in love with her and she had 2 kids. And I suddenly had a bigger picture of, oh, that's what that relationship is supposed to be, that I even thought it was a good idea, right? And
We trained him.
well, no, but I totally get, I'm listening to what's coming out of your mouth, and it sounds very familiar, right? And it's, and good on you, man. It's
Good on you for knowing that about
yeah,
yourself.
and to say, yeah, that's not my bag. And also what I get is, you're open to whatever may happen, man.
I was gonna say, like, if something happened, and I would probably be a pretty decent dad.
I think so too.
I'd figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'd probably be a lot of fun. But at this moment, I am enjoying being single, and I am enjoying, like, I don't have any pets anymore. Like, everything is like completely free.
You're untethered.
You don't have to feed
Untethered.
anybody.
No.
No one's for dinner.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a nice. When I go away to work to shoot something like this thing I just want to shoot, there was something so stunning about not having to take care of anything. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't with my husband, I wasn't with our dogs, I wasn't with kids. I just sort of luxuriated in those 4 days off that I had in an apartment and wherever. So I hear that. That's a nice feeling.
I had a break between there was like 6 weeks break on the last movie I did. And I impromptu took a road trip from Sicily all the way up the West Coast to Naples, and then cut over to Rome, went to Venice, came back to Florence, went up to Milan, did that in about 2.5 weeks, did it on my own. Just met some people on the way, found friends. Then I went to Cairo for 4 days, met a friend there, went to Spain, went to Madrid for a week, hung out there, met friends there, went to Marbella, hung out with friends there. Then I went to London for a week, hung out with friends there, and then I went back to work.
Are you a loner kind of guy?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's what I get.
A little bit.
We are
I
too.
don't mind companionship.
No, but we are too. We're both, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But you're also okay
Going
on a trip like that for
totally
yourself.
fine. Like, I have friends who, like, there's no way I could have done it. I'm like, no, fuck, I'll go.
Yeah.
Like, you.
Now, did you drive when you were in Italy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
We're on our way to Italy. We're going, we just came back from Florence. We're purchasing something there.
Oh, cool.
And we're about to go back
And sort of
and
finalize.
finalize everything.
Very
But
cool.
we
It's,
love Florence.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was great. And that sounds like a great trip.
That's
It was
amazing.
so much fun.
Yeah.
I found Airbnbs like the day of. I get there, I'm like, let's find something.
Man, you are that dude. I love
Yeah.
that. You're not a planner?
I know. It's, no.
This
No,
is
you can't travel that way and be a planner, because you would waste too much time.
Yeah, but if you had a partner, you'd probably have to do some planning. So it's
Probably.
kind of
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
You know
But
what I
then,
mean?
like, it's always, I say, yeah, it's a fine line to dance, like, with a partner. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do that. Like, I'm also cool. Like, yeah, it's cool, I'll do that. Fine, that's cool. What do you want? I'll do that too.
Easy going. What pisses you off?
Inefficiency.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You mean people just not doing their job correct? Like,
Everyone kind of floats through life in their own way, right? Like, and I've learned over the years not to be too judgy about how people choose to navigate their own map system, but just kind of like stuff that just don't make sense. Like, it's like, if there's a paper on the floor, pick it up. Why are you leaving it there? You know what I mean? I see in mathematics, I see patterns, and I, like, when I'm working too, like, I know where the lights are, I know where the camera is, I know how to manipulate things and go like, oh, if I did this thing, like, cool, I figure that out, and I know what everybody else is doing. I kind of like to know what everyone's jobs are, because I'm fascinated by it. Like,
you sound very healthy.
have my moments.
You have your moments?
Yeah.
Oh, but I love, I really,
Yeah. You also sound like a moderate guy.
we don't do that.
We don't do
We're
moderation.
not moderation.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
No, in fact, we were just talking about, I have a compulsive sort of online shopping thing going on. It's a little bit like stupid, because it's really not about needing anything. It's just sort of
Is it the
a time
dopamine rush
suck.
that you get for opening a new
it's
package?
something,
Yeah.
or just whatever it is. And you know, because I'm not a moderate neither one of us are
For me, it's
moderate about
control.
things.
I think, and I never make big ticket purchases. It's usually, it'll be like felt tabs on Amazon. I'll get 8 different kinds because in my mind, that the right felt pads is going to do the job, and it's all control.
Yeah.
So the dopamine
Yeah.
hit is that'll control it. That'll
Yeah.
organize my life so I can
Yeah.
deal with the anxiety. You know, it's all that.
And it might.
Yeah, it might.
And it might.
But you don't sound like you have you just don't sound like an addictive personality.
I'm not really.
That's really
No. I mean, I guess I fall into certain patterns sometimes, but I also kind of like try to recognize my patterns. And I've done it with relationships, and I've figured out some of those things, and I you know, even being hot, because I like to be home a lot too. Like I don't really go out. I
Wow,
don't
you sound
drink.
like us.
I don't party. I don't really do anything.
Now, do you think that as a result of how you grew up, because it was, you know, it's not there, and
No, I think I started partying when I was like 14. I started sneaking out, going with my friends, 14. But I did it. Either my parents don't tell me they knew, or I just was slick enough that I got away with a lot. And I think they know now.
Now they do.
Now they do. But I drank until 21. I drank until 21, and I haven't drank in like 25 years.
As a choice?
Yeah.
Ah, very nice.
just realized it wasn't helping.
No, I mean, the last time it's been 25 years almost now. Last time I got drunk was Labor Day weekend, 2000 in Atlanta, Georgia. I got hammered. I had the best time. And I drove home. And I remember being, was it 75, 85 in Atlanta? I remember going home and like knowing if I get pulled over, I'm fucked. And I get home, I'm like, what was I thinking?
Right.
What was I thinking? Stupid 21-year-old kid.
Wow, but you had that awareness. That's
Yeah.
wild.
And I was drunk for like 2 days,
Wow.
just hammered. And I wasn't even doing any like just beer and like,
Right.
but I go, this is dumb. Like, I'm never going to have a career if I drink like this. Like, I'm cut cold turkey. No withdrawals. Like the only part I missed about it at the beginning was the social lubricant.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. Well, social anxiety is kind of what got us both.
Yeah.
Not on the good foot.
But yeah,
That's so wild. I do meet people that are able to do that, but I'm always sort of like, because we weren't able to do it. So
yeah.
it's
Well,
kind
there's
of amazing.
also, you know, there's also circumstantial drinking at that age where you know, there may not be alcoholism as a trait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kid partying, stupid partying, and then, you know, if you're
Recognizing
not
it.
an alcoholic, you go, all right, let's not fucking do that, and you're able to, you know, to
Yeah.
step away.
Well, it definitely addiction runs on both sides of my family.
Right.
Oh, did you know? So did you have that awareness? Did you grow up? Because I know with our kids growing up, we were always very transparent about, hey, this is in your genes. So was that conveyed to you, or?
No, I just knew. I was a smart kid. Like I
Saw shit.
I saw stuff. And like, again, I see patterns. I go, oh, okay, this is how the parents are fighting. That's not good. And I'm able to think about critical thinking about all of these things as a young person. And it has to be past lives. It had like, it has to be like, there's no
Old soul.
old soul,
yeah,
figuring stuff out on my own. I started working, mowing lawns, doing whatever I could from very, very young so that I knew my parents couldn't afford my clothes for school the next year. So I would work the summer. This way I would have nice clothes, that I would get shoes, because I knew that the shoes that they bought me when I was a kid, that the soles would fall off in 3 weeks. Right. So I would spend all summer earning $500 or $600 so that I could have school clothes and I can have a couple of cool things so that I don't feel like a piece of shit going to school. So I would figure it out like as a little kid.
That's so deep. It's really, wow. That's amazing. I bet you have a great work ethic now.
Pretty tough.
Pretty tough. I bet, you know.
Yeah. I like to have fun, but it's like I have a lot of fun, but I'm pretty serious about the work.
I think.
Now you're a guy like, you know, for me, if I can get 2 or 3 of you on a set, you know, like
That's a good thing.
Emilio and you know what I mean? Like if you get Charlie, like if you can get a couple of those dudes, you know, anchoring down your cast, setting the tone, You know, that's it's huge.
Yeah.
Not just for you, and it doesn't matter what number you are on the call sheet.
Yeah.
Like that energy, it permeates, and it's really, you know, it's really important. You know, so good on you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it sounds like that's your deal. Like if you're going to do it, you do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to half-ass it. So
Yeah. Even probably, you know, everyone's done it, but like they've been involved in a project where like, fuck, this sucks.
right.
It's
But-
like, this is terrible, but I'm not gonna shit on it. I won't even talk bad about it afterwards. Like I might not have had a great experience, but I'm gonna go as soon as like we're ready to work. I'm gonna do the best I can and make the best project and make everyone else look great.
That sounds like a gratitude thing to me. Like just grateful that, you know, I talk some, you know, just grateful that you're able to be on the job and do, you know what I mean? Because it's hard. It's hard what we do.
It is hard, and it's also like it's not only is a job hard, but it's like
To get the job.
to get the job and to stay, right? To stay, just to kind of like keep working, because anyone could get lucky and get a job, but if you're a piece of shit on set, you know, and you feel entitled to be there, like, yeah, they're pretty, but
No, dude,
They're not staying around.
I see people sometimes.
Well, you vet people.
Well, I vet people, but I'll just see people, and you know, my initial reaction is maybe sometimes frustration, but then and this is the truth. Ultimately, it's just sadness, because I know what they're doing to themselves in
Yeah.
that process.
yeah.
Because you see it, you see the energy, you see the reaction, and you just know that doesn't happen in a vacuum, man. And they're you know, they're shooting themselves in the foot, and the same way I see energy of people who have your approach, and I'll say that's, you know, it's like I'm a big believer in ensemble, right? I like to hire the same actors, the same directors, the same crew that understand, that I know and trust because of that energy. I know what happens when they do their job. I know what happens when they're on the set, and how important that is. And so if I see an actor that has that energy, I'll be like, that guy's a great actor and he's a great asset to a production. Let's work with him again.
Yeah.
You know, and to your point, approaching the work with that head does, whatever it is, whomever it is impacting, results in staying relevant and keeping on working, you know?
And you know what's interesting to me, and maybe you're right, maybe it is past lives, because I want to ask, what is it you saw from your childhood? Because I think that kind of ethic and work and mow the lawns so I can buy my own clothes thing is, as a child, is something that you see, you watch. I mean, it sounds like your father was very hardworking and he would just sort of do, you know, whatever he needed to do. So I'm imagining that that's kind of where the roots of that is planted.
Well, I think I think so too. And it's interesting. I really do feel like it's past life stuff. Because I think like there's some things that my parents didn't teach me, right? That religion didn't teach me, that my teachers didn't teach me, or people around me didn't teach me. They both worked very hard. They both did whatever they could. We broke with very little money, right? We always had a roof over our head. Whether we were sleeping in a hotel and there's a camper next to the hotel, we always had some place to stay. Because I remember that. There was a moment in Laramie, Wyoming, where we stayed in a hotel while my dad was working or going to school. But there was like a camper that we would put in the back of the truck, and it would be right there next to the hotel. Mm-hmm. That's was what we did. Like, we didn't have a lot of money. Would I say we were poor? I think it's a mentality thing, mm-hmm. right? We always had food. And then we always had family. Was it always healthy? No. Was in all aspects, with the family, with the relationships, with the food. But I'm sure I got some of my work ethic from my dad, and I got some from my mom. There was things I knew growing up, how I disagreed with how my dad operated on certain things and how my mom operated on certain things, and how the family dynamic operated. I go, I don't agree with how these things are going. I'm a kid, I don't know how to process it, but I don't agree with it, right? So as I've gotten older, I go like, oh, that's what that was.
Right, and I don't want to do that.
That's what that was, and I understand that now, and I don't want to do that.
God, your family must be mind blown at where you are right now. You think?
Yeah. I mean, how could you not? You know,
I
I'm
mean,
this
it's
kid.
like, it's just so unfathomable coming from what you're talking about to look at your life.
I would do book reports on abolitionists and civil rights movements. There was no black folks in my town, right? They would glaze through it in school. I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on. Why is this a thing? Why was civil rights necessary? Well, the people of color were segregated and couldn't drink the same water. Like, what? I don't understand it. Like, nobody taught me those things.
Right.
Right. Those are things that somehow either I've accumulated from past lives or just like my moral compass.
Yeah, it
You know
sounds
what I
like
mean?
you have a very good moral compass.
So there's a lot of things that I feel like that weren't necessarily part of my, my parents taught me to be a good person and kind of like just be generally a good person. But there's things that I learned along the way, I think, that are just my moral, like my thread, my continuous thread.
Well, it sounds like awareness, because one of our questions is always like, what did you bring with you from your childhood that you watch yourself continue to do that really you don't want to continue to do? And it sounds like that is sort of you're aware of those patterns, and maybe when you're about to fall into them. I mean, the only example I can give is when I first had children and I heard my father's angry voice come out of my mouth and realizing, oh my God, I don't want to raise my voice at my children the way that my parents did. So, but that taught me that. But it sounds like you sort of inherently, or you're self-examined is
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I could use therapy and figure a lot of other things out, but I've
Just
also
a couch and everybody's.
yeah, but I've also kind of like had some pretty like amazing epiphanies on my own, like kind of self-examining and asking my question. Like I always like to ask why. Like when I figure out an answer, okay, why? And I go back, okay, let's go further back. Why? Why was that? And you go, oh, that's that thing.
What is like, and you don't have to answer this, but the notion of examining, like as a young boy, seeing things that your mom did or your dad did, where you inherently had a sense of, I don't want to do that. Like what were those things? What were some of those things that you then said, I don't want to do that? Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of patterns of behavior, where you inherently, for whatever reason, moral code, past lives, just went, that doesn't work. I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, it could be anything from, things that kids shouldn't be saying, right? You catch something that kids should not be saying, right? Whether it's like an argument or escalated argument, one has a power dynamic over the other, right? It could be anything from that going like, oh, okay, that's not good. I don't know what that is, but that's not good.
Oh, I
Right?
just
And I go,
knew.
yeah, like, there's a better way. And then, I think about those things when I was a kid, and I saw a lot of stuff that I don't really need to talk about, that we can talk about privately. That I go, all right, that's not the man I'm going to be. And I didn't really realize, and you realize as you get older, oh, he's in pain. He doesn't know. But he doesn't have the tools. And there's things that I can share this story. I don't think I've told my mom this either. Senior year football, like I don't know if they do it here, but we'd have banquets, right? Like we'd have an end of the year banquet where the coaches and the kids and the parents and whoever wanted to show up. People get varsity letters, we get awards and stuff like that. Senior year football, I loved football. Football was so much fun. It's probably my favorite sport. And I was a lineman, of all things, like a 155-pound lineman. And my
Defense or offense?
Offense mostly.
Right.
I was linebacker. I did all, like, it was small town, so we did a bunch of things.
We need this. Go.
Yeah. And you go, you're 155 pounds? Yeah, cool, go ahead. I invited my mom to the banquet, and my dad must have been working or something. She goes, no, I don't want to go. Go ahead. I'm like, yeah, but it's my senior year. You should come. Yeah, I don't want to go. I go, okay. So it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I went, varsity letter, which I was expecting, honorable mention all conference as a lineman. And then I got offensive player of the year for the team. Because I had fun. And my work ethic was really great. Always hyping the guys up. Great year. And I go back home. She goes, I wasn't. No, I got all these awards. And I was bitter about it for a long time. And I thought about it.
That she wasn't there.
That she wasn't there. I'm like, nobody was there. Nobody was there to see me. Right? Like and you know, we sports weren't important part of like
Yeah, but
it
you
was
were
for me.
important.
Yeah. I didn't think about it till later. I go, oh, you know what? My mom probably just didn't have the tools to communicate with me, that she just needed her own time. She goes, there's 3 hours that I need for myself. I don't know what she was going on. Maybe her and my dad had a fight. Maybe she's depressed about something. Maybe it's this or that. And I go, oh, you know what? She just didn't have the tools to tell me, like, if I could just have these 3 hours to myself, I'd appreciate it.
Wow. See, that's the awareness you get when you have children. That's exactly what happens. You're just suddenly you have more compassion for those moments that your parents didn't show up for you or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah, because it's not coming from a place of, they love you.
Yeah.
They support you. So it doesn't make sense to a kid
No.
when it happens.
Yeah.
But then when you get some distance, it's like, well, why? Why did she not show
Oh,
up?
my mom's my biggest fan. And she's
Right.
like, I love my mom.
I know.
See, letting go of stuff, that's the poison people live their whole lives not letting go of. That moment that mom didn't show up at the thing. And, to have the awareness to realize, first of all, that poison that you're living with is killing you, that anger. And then to understand and have empathy and compassion so that you don't have to feel that anymore. That's
Yeah. And so many
a lot
other
of people
kids
don't do that.
So many other kids, it's interesting, have that experience. And this probably speaks to the past lives or moral code, your innate moral fiber, that having that awareness or watching those things where you go, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. When you're that little, everything's black and white. So it's hard not to react to those things without fear. And it's why so many kids, rage against that and end up becoming a worse version of that.
Right.
That is a much more common phenomenon
Thread, absolutely.
than I don't want to do that. And then, taking counteraction, you know what I mean? Making a different choice is pretty rare for an adult, never mind an 11-year-old or
He's
whatever.
the guy that got drunk at 21, though, remember, and then
Yeah.
just said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that anymore.
I did the math on it one day. I'm like, all right, if I were to party like I normally partied when I was a kid every year for the past 25 years, that's a lot of money. Can you imagine the amount of money you spend on just like, buying friends drinks or like even buying a 12-pack or something every week?
Right.
Over the years.
Totally.
No, it's another job.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So let's just talk just a little bit about, even though in our third segment we do talk a little bit about work, but I'm just curious as to when you got to Los Angeles. I mean, did the breaks start to happen when you moved here, or did Atlanta break? I mean, what happened?
It happened here in LA.
So you decided to move here.
So I moved to Atlanta in the summer of 2000. And I stayed there till December of 2020. No, sorry, December of 2003. So like there 3.5 years. Started classes at What Films that week. 2 classes a week. Started learning to write, direct, act. A couple of my friends were in this small movie that. So the first time I was on set was I was doing background on this movie called Boycott. This was with Terrence Howard and Jeffrey Wright. Right, this was that Martin Luther King story. And because the director, Jennifer, had made friends with the director somehow, and he came to class and told anybody, like, if you want to come be background, I'm like, yeah, I'll come be background. It'd be kind of cool to watch what's happening. And I didn't realize what that was kind of like, oh, that's how that works. That's how that works. I see what they're doing. I'm still background. I'm like, I'm that's what my job is. I'm like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I arrested Aaron Neville. I threw him in a car, but like, I didn't know. It was like, didn't really need to put the handcuffs on him. So I kind of pinched him. So like, I didn't know. I was just doing what I was told, but I saw how set worked and I caught a glimpse of it. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I know how it works. I get a few of my buddies were in class were working on this little tiny independent film called the Delivery Boy Chronicles, slapstick comedy, stoner comedy. And one of the guys fell off. They told them about me. He's like, very new, just got to town, funny, just read him. So I went, I read in the driveway, what's like cold read these sides, and I did this thing that, great, can you be here tomorrow at 7 a.m.? Yep. So I booked my first audition. did this little movie, fun little movie, and it kind of started doing. I got an agent not too soon after that.
And this is in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. So this was like within 6 months. I hadn't even been there 6 months. I started doing like auditioning for short films or whatever I could. Dumb commercials. I think I did a sex toy shop commercial once. Yeah, I wish I could find it.
Somebody will.
Cable commercial.
I hope it's there somewhere. It's like a local Atlanta shop. And then I go at some point. The school I was going to shut down. The acting, the what film shut down. And then we did kind of like our own thing for about a year and a half. And I did a bunch of sketch comedy, lots of comedy. And I go, okay, I think I've gotten about as much out of Atlanta as I'm going to get. A couple casting workshops, stuff like that. People from LA would come back in. So I moved to LA December 2003, found a place in West Hollywood, started immediately casting. Like when I was in Atlanta, I didn't know how it worked. So I would send my headshots into casting. I'd get a breakdown. I would send it in. By the time it gets there, it's way too late because everything casts so fast. But I didn't know. So I was casting and I came out for like a showcase at, remember Nosotros? There's a Latino organization here that was at the Ricardo Montalban Theater. Right. So I came in to audition for the showcase, didn't get it, but people liked me. And it kind of gave me the bug to get to LA. Moved here in December, started on all the casting websites, started auditioning for everything. Everything I thought I'd be right for, everything I didn't think I would be right for. Like I wanted to audition for everything. Quickly went through my savings, got a personal training job, kind of was on my feet. But I was only paying $400 a month in rent to sleep on a couch.
Those were the days.
Those are the days, man. And then I came across this casting for, it's the beginning 2005. So the end of 2004, I was broke. I was living in this apartment in Koreatown. Again, $425 a month. I wasn't paying anything. But it was a lot of money for me back in the days. Personal training job wasn't paying great. I was okay. There was a couple of times where I'd spend my last $5 in gas to get to an audition. And there was this one, it's like I spent my last $10 to get to the third, fourth callback for McDonald's campaign. I'm like, I'm broke. I don't have enough money for rent. I'm behind 2 months on my phone bill. I have no food. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I get a call. It's like, hey, you booked a commercial.
Ugh.
4 spots. Wow. 4 McDonald's national spots. I'm like, cool. Call my manager. Hey, can you loan me $250? Let me pay for rent. Call someone else. Hey, I'll pay you in a month. I'm gonna get my session fee in a month. I'll square everybody away. Did it, and little by little, I started booking commercials. I kind of like broke the seal on the commercial world. I saw casting for this movie, a non-union movie, but from a casting director that had just done a casting workshop in Atlanta, probably a year or so prior. And he goes, if you're ever in town, email me. So I emailed him. It's like, hey, I don't know if you've cast the lead yet, but I'd love for read. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for the lead. I don't like, why go for one of the supporting? He goes, no, we haven't. You should come in. So I went in, read for it. He goes, come in on Friday. We'll do a work session, and then you'd have a call back with the directors. Came in, work session, and the work session I got was like, I don't know, I think this is the wrong direction. And he goes, let's just try it. And came in, directors came in, did the work session, we worked on it. And the directors go like, yeah, I don't feel like he smiles much. And Jason goes, nope, that's how nope, we worked on it a little bit earlier. This is not the way he was originally doing it. Let him do it his way. So we did it my way. They brought in a couple girls, ended up being a chemistry read. I booked a movie, and it was Quinceañera. And Quinceañera went to Sundance the following year, swept the awards, audience award, grand jury prize.
Oh my God, that's such a good story.
And that movie started my career. Later on in 2005, I booked an HBO movie, an ensemble piece called Walkout that Edward James Olmos directed.
Oh, we know Eddie.
And that kind of like gave me my core group of friends in LA to start. And little by little, I started doing work. And once Quinceañera came out, like it went to Sundance, and then following August it came out. People just needed to see it, and I started getting booking and getting auditions, and did a couple movies, and it was great. It was great for a while. 2007, I worked a bunch, and then coming in on 2008, the writer strikes and everything was happening, and then 2008 happened, and everything went cold. Everything went cold for me for like almost 5 years. We worked during that time.
Almost
I think.
5 years?
Yeah, like we worked. It was right around then,
It
wasn't it?
was probably 2010,
11?
Yeah.
2000.
So I did a
yeah.
handful of things here and there, but it kind of went cold for me.
Wow, are you freaked?
I was like, what the fuck happened? I went from like doing this movie that after Quinceañera came out, I did this movie called Days of Wrath that ended up not coming out. It was me, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Wilmer Valderrama, Lawrence Fishburne was in it, Taye Diggs was in it, a bunch of rappers, really cool action movie, which I'm still trying to figure out a way to release because I think it would be cool. And that movie could have possibly catapulted me into mainstream.
Like where you are now.
Ish, right? It could have been me and Michael Pena. Right. But then I did a handful of things. We did Sons. I did a couple other small episodes, but I was kind of broke. I was couch surfing for part of it. I went from making a good amount of money on that movie, Days of Wrath, that I've never seen that amount of money before, to eventually going through all my savings because I couldn't get a job. Like it wasn't enough for me to
What a
work.
life we live.
Dude. So I did a couple things, and then to 2013, I finally booked From Dusk Till Dawn with Robert Rodriguez. So we did 3 seasons of that, and that kind of like little by little. But even after that, like there was after that show was done, I'm like, oh, it's kind of a big diversity push. I should book something. Like I was number 3 in the call sheet on this show. I should be all right. 2.5 years. It was dry.
Woo!
It was dry. I'm like, what is going on? 2016 is when this show ended. And it was 2018. I'm going like, fuck, did I peak? Is that it?
Oh.
Am I done? And I'm like really having a hard time about it. Like I was really depressed. And I've talked to a couple of buddies. They're like, nah, man, just keep at it. And like, we know what it's like. But I'm in my head. And I remember I was in Austin working on my house. I was doing something. And I go, okay, let's figure this out. I go, what's the problem? I'm a problem solution guy. What's the problem? My problem's that I'm not working. Why am I not working? It's like, well, my auditions are great. My self-tapes are great. I've been doing self-tapes for years. In fact, the 2005 tape for Walkout was a self-tape because they originally thought I was too old to play the part. And it's like, no, give me the tape. Give me the sides. I'll tape this. I'll go. I found a school. My girlfriend at the time was a teacher, and I went to a school and I shot it in the school, and it looked like the part. They go, no, that's not the right. You're still too old for that one, but we'll bring you in for this other thing. And I met with Eddie, and Eddie goes, yeah, you're going to love this script. But I was having this conversation with myself, and I go, okay, what's the problem? I'm not working. Why am I not working? It's like, I'm not really sure. My tapes are good. I feel like I'm doing good work. I'm in good shape. I'm not sure. I was like, okay, well, what are the solutions here? It's like, you could quit. It's really hard. You could quit. It's all right. What happens if you quit? Well, I want to direct, but directing is starting over. It's not an immediate solution. So that's out of the question. It's like, well, I could flip cars, which I was already doing. I could do construction, build houses, which is I was already doing, run these Airbnbs. I go, yeah, but is that going to fulfill me creatively? I go, it's not the same. I like it. I like tangible, products. I like doing that. Having feels good. But I go, that's not it. I go, okay, well, what do we got to do here? And I started thinking about it. I was like, what was I like when I decided I was going to start? When I decided what I was going to start when I was 21 years old. I'm excited to move to Atlanta, Georgia, to study acting. What was it? What was my feeling? I go, okay, when I started, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Maybe I'll do some movies. Maybe I'll make some money. Maybe I'll meet some cool people. I'm excited. I'm excited to take over the world. This is what I'm going to do. I'm 21 years old, which is what it should be like. And I go, okay, I don't have that now. I don't have that same feeling of being green. It's a beautiful feeling.
It is.
Just the naivety of being green and kind of really excited to take over things, and the concept of failure doesn't exist, right? I go, I don't have that anymore. I'm jaded. I'm angry. I've been hurt. My heart's been broken several times. I've seen money and I've been broke. And I'm not broke, but I don't have money. You know what I mean? I'm like, I go, so okay, wow. So how do I get that feeling back? It's like, what was my mental state at the time? It's like, all right, who was I looking up to? And a lot of people that I was looking up to were like Eddie, right? was looking up to Eddie. I was looking up to my friend Nick Gonzalez. I was looking up to Wilmer Valderrama, like like a bunch of people. Like all these people are my brothers and sisters now. Like they're all my friends, they're all my peers. Would the 21-year-old version of myself be excited and stoked and bit starstruck, just starting out, if he met the 2018 version of myself? Would he go, holy shit, that's Jesse Garcia? He's done From Dusk Till Dawn. He's been in Avengers. He's done all these other things. He's been in Sons of Anarchy. Like, I go, would he be excited to meet me? And I go, and would he be proud? And would he say, I don't know what's going on in your life, man, but whatever you're doing fucking matters. Keep going. And I sat there. I go, yeah, man. He'd be fucking stoked to meet me. Like, that guy's doing work. He's done a lot of things, and like a lot of things that matter to a lot of people. Because we forget about that sometimes. We're in it and we're going like, fuck, this either sucks, or like I wasn't good enough in that, or that project didn't work, or whatever it is. Because we're in it. But if this, the young 20-year-old version of me is like, fuck, that's Jesse Garcia, man. He's so cool. Like, thank you. I'd love to say hi and tell a story real quick. Say what he means. And I go, okay. I'd be fucking proud. I'd be stoked and proud and starstruck to meet that guy. It's like, cool. Okay, what's the solution? Like, what do I have to do? I go, I can't quit. I'm in it. It's like, directing's coming, more producing's coming, writing's coming. I go, all right, I'll get coaches. I'll put all my ego aside of like, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a beginner. Let's get coaches. Let's figure this stuff out. Got a couple of different coaches. Sam Stiglitz, Lee Kelton Smith. And I go, just start over. Be fresh. Be willing to be a beginner. Be humble. And I go, all right. And from then on, it kind of switched. And I go, okay, there's no reason. Like I'm in it. There's no reason to doubt it. I'm not thinking about quitting. It doesn't exist anymore. So that one
Shift
was everything. And not too long after that, I think it must have been that year. I did a year on Narcos Mexico, which was super fun. Terrible pay, super fun, epic, so much fun. That was one of my favorite projects.
I loved that show.
So good, so much fun. And then little by little, I started booking things, right? Like I booked something that kind of like, I booked a Marvel show that ended up getting canceled right before we started shooting because of like a merger between Hulu and Disney or whatever it was, whatever the politics were. I'm like, okay, a little bit of a heartbreak, but keep moving.
Did you feel like your work got better from coaching, or did you have like
a
flip, like you realized there's still more to learn, which is...
Oh, there's totally more to learn. Like I don't work from a place of emotion. Like I don't find, I'm more of a technical. I find the technicalities in it, right? I find out what I'm looking for, and if I don't get what I'm looking for, and what the possibilities to react. Like for me, it's like, it sounds silly, but my kind of like general philosophy of how to do is like, say your words and be interesting. Like you don't really need to do a lot of the times, because I think people start lathering all these things. I'm like, if you just...
Well, if they're good words.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always what I say. It's like, if it's not on the page, you know, it's a struggle.
I think it's John Boyd who always said, I had to find the hat. Like
find the hat?
When I found the right hat. That's how so in other words, what I hear is like, I start externally, and then the internal comes rather than the other way around, you know. And
oh wow, I'm that way too. I always, my first thing is, what are my shoes?
Yeah, like I just love that.
What am I wearing? What are my shoes?
I find the hat.
Yeah.
You know?
I believe that too.
You know, dude, it's I was just tearing up when you were talking about that. There's just you know, first of all, that's super reflective, right? And what's interesting is the first half of our conversation, hearing about your approach to how you got to be where you are, was all about, yeah, that sounds like fun. I'll do that. And then when you started doing that, the sense of that energy, you know, becomes essentially, it becomes incorporated. It becomes a different thing. When you're working a lot, it's like, I'm doing this and doing this and doing this. You don't have to think about what's next, because what next happens. So when that all goes away, so does that, you know, that sense of, yeah, I'll do that. Do you know what I mean? That the simplicity of trusting, yeah, let's see what happens. And that's what you were able to find. and go, I don't know shit, but I'll do that.
Yeah.
I think it's
Is-
the key to, well, I think it's the key to life. But I mean, given what we do, I think it has to be that constant seeking and searching and being curious. Because that's what I hear, that as a kid, you were just like curious. We were like, yeah, I'll do that. Open to anything. And what I always equate it to is like, I want to keep doing this because I'm curious. I want to remain that way. And it's such a great life lesson that you're talking about in that, because that can be interpreted in anybody's
Any field.
thing,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
any field, in anything. It's just to recapture that young enthusiasm for what you do. And we're lucky enough to be in an industry where that's not that hard to bring back.
Yeah.
Because it's really fun what we do.
Yeah. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be fun.
It's
work,
yeah,
but it's supposed to be fun.
right.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful description. Yeah,
And it's and it's wild because you don't even see yourself letting it go,
yeah, you don't, right,
Like, it
when you're in
just-
it.
because it's going well, and at some point that I don't know if it's innocence or whatever it is, it goes away, and you're not even aware of it, until you're in the where's my stuff,
right.
where's the
Well, and a lot of people tend to blame at that point, rather than looking internally. They're like, oh, it's the
for sure.
industry.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
oh,
I
it's
need a
that
new
guy,
agent,
and, oh, I
and,
need
yeah,
this.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
to finally have the awareness to go, hey, wait a minute. My enthusiasm level has dropped. My naivete is what got me here. So that's a really good on you. That's a super great way to be. I've had periods in my career too where I just, I had big success, and then it was like, oh, nobody's calling me, and you're really, and I too, coaching, getting better, being more curious, and I find the lesson of humility, of that being new again, is just like such a great thing. It's so to be able to be willing to say, hey, I don't know. I don't know everything. I do, teach me, is a lovely thing.
Yeah.
So good on you. I like you.
Oh, I like you.
Is it
I think
time?
it might be.
It might be.
This is our third segment.
Yeah, our last segment, which is
We eat,
We eat the pie of your choice.
which I sort of know what the pie is of your choices, and you're the first
Am I?
Yeah.
to have gone this direction.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You're the first savory, I think.
I think it's savory.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And this is also sort of where you get to talk about anything you want. Projects coming up that you can talk about, charities, anything you want to, promote, push, whatever you want to do.
Oh, this looks perfect.
Thank you.
It's cauliflower crust. Wow.
So
Whoa.
I'll cook for you guys one day.
You'll cook for us?
Oh yeah.
You cook?
Oh man.
Oh.
My
love that.
pancakes are the best.
Oh, like our kid would love that.
That's
Our
amazing.
little one is a pancake
Pancakes are the
freak.
best, and I eat mostly meat.
So you're a keto guy?
I'm more animal based.
Animal based. We had steak last.
Yeah, animal based, fruit and meat mostly.
Right.
I put on size so quick, so like I have to always
Right.
kind of be careful not to
Overdo
overdo
the animal.
Yeah.
But
Get
so
some of this.
tell us about this.
Well, I don't know. It looks like a pizza.
This
Good.
looks so good. Why
What-
pizza? Is that something
I
that
don't eat sugar.
Oh, there you go.
I don't eat sugar.
How long have you not eaten? Did you have a thing with eating too much sugar?
No, it's my diet's varied throughout the years. Like when we were doing Sons, I was pescatarian. I was pescatarian for 20 years, and I did, and I didn't realize it wasn't a good diet for me. It was inflaming me because I was all of the grains and stuff that I was eating, like the quinoa. It just it works for some people. It doesn't work for me.
Right.
How did you figure? Were you sluggish or?
I was, and I was tired, and I'm still trying to figure out stuff. And I do blood tests and make sure I do twice a year that like my hormones are good.
Us too, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is so good.
Very good.
I have to
Cauliflower
know where
crust.
this came from.
So now I'm like trying to biohack. I do peptides. I'm figuring out hormones.
Me
And,
too.
oh yeah,
We're in that
they're
game too.
changer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Game changer.
I'm curious because when you were pescatarian, so it was whole grains, obviously, and fish, and then it was the whole grains weren't working for you?
Yeah, it's like mostly grains and seeds. Because I was doing like a lot of almond milks.
Right.
And now I do raw milks if I can, raw creams. I make my own ice cream.
You
My buddy,
do?
yeah.
How do you do it without sugar?
Honey maple.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm not
So
afraid.
so you don't eat white sugar. You don't
Yeah.
eat like processed sugar.
I do honey and I do maple. Like really good honey and maple. That's one of my favorite things to do every time I travel.
You cook?
Even well, I do cook, but I'll find honey from local places.
Oh, wow.
I'll get a jar, bring from Spain. I don't think I found any in Iceland. So on the Odyssey, we went to Morocco, Greece, Italy, Iceland, Scotland, and then we worked here.
Wow.
So
Fun.
We were looking around Tuscany, and it's wild because all these homes, all these estates and farms, beyond their own wine and olive oil, they all have their own honey because the bees help pollinate the olive trees, the grapes. So as a part of the ecosystem, they also all produce their own honey. And there's all this evidence now about eating locally sourced foods from the area, and honey being one of the major ones because it's there's only a certain radius in which they make the honey from, So
and it's good for if you have allergies, any kind of pollen allergies. If you eat raw honey from that area, it helps you kind of like
almost
yeah.
get used to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, that's cool.
Oh, that's so good to know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So now it's just because I'm like I'll
We're
have to
food
try
freaks,
this-
so we're like health
I'm
freaks, but
really,
we're- yeah.
I have inflammation. So you just fruit, no more whole grains.
Mm-mm.
So you don't have a steak and some rice?
Mm-mm.
Just
I'll
steak and veg?
You ever put honey in your steak?
Uh-uh.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have to try that.
So work-wise, what can you talk about? What's coming out? I know the one thing is Hush Hush, but
What's Hush? Oh, something's Hush.
The Odyssey.
Oh,
the Odyssey,
I can't really say much. It's gonna be epic.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah,
yes?
Chris Nolan. Hardest thing I've ever done, by far.
physically or emotionally?
All of it. He basically kind of says, "This is a situation. Do what you think you might be doing." I'm like, "Dope. I'll figure it out. Let me figure it out." And if he like wants to finesse, cool. I'm malleable. It's great. It's Chris Nolan. I'll do whatever you say. But he was great. Like he really cares about the actors. But he's also him and Hoyte are figuring shit out on a daily. Like, oh, okay, yeah. What are you guys doing? All right, let's shoot it.
Wow.
All in IMAX, 3 like 1,000 foot rolls. So like there'd be scenes that are more than 3 minutes long. So we'd have to cut between and pick up.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was wild. The technology that they like the sound has, like they can filter out all of the sound of the camera because the camera's really loud.
Oh, that's interesting because it's running at such a right.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned a ton. I didn't know that the film is fed horizontally on an IMAX
on the
camera.
IMAX, because it's because of the size of it, and
Yeah, it's
wow.
just it's fed, and that's how it's fed in the projector too. I didn't know that. It's like this mile long
Oh, that's interesting. So it's filmed the same way it's
projected.
projected. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's very cool.
So can you just tell me, like, I know nothing. Is this a movie or
Yeah,
TV
it's a
show?
movie.
Okay.
It's a movie. It's based on the book The Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Damon's the lead, and then there's like half of the megastars in Hollywood are in it.
Wow.
And then there's a handful of us who play Odysseus. We're on the ship.
Got it. That's all you can say. Okay, well, that's cool. So now, are you still, that's done.
We're done.
We're done.
How long was that? How long was the project?
About 6 months.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
He shot fast though. I think he cut out 10 days.
Wow.
It was a 100-day shoot. I think we got it done in 90, maybe even less.
I like a fast shoot.
Yeah. Especially it sounds pretty intense, man.
Man, it was intense.
Yep.
We'd have to climb mountains basically to get to set.
Wow.
sometimes
To get to set?
to get set.
Did everyone have a Sherpa?
Yeah, no, there was no luxuries.
You just bring your own stuff. You just
If you
climb the
make
mountain.
sure that everything's out of hidden.
Right.
Yeah, we climbed. There's a few mountains that we climbed. Those places where we, to get to set, we almost walk a mile.
To get every ounce of modernity out of the frame. Yeah. Wow. That's wild.
Were there some whiners?
Oh man, it's like how can you not? How can you not? It's just it was such a hard movie. Very cool to watch him and Hoyt to work and just kind of figure things out on a daily, but man.
You mean like not having a shot list, or like figuring all that out on the
Hoyt
fly?
is the DP?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been using that, the same guy, right? Isn't it that he's been using it forever? Yeah. And is there anything coming out that you want to hype?
Well, I just had Flamin Hot came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Which had to push you.
That pushed it. Yeah.
That had to be a kick.
It's funny because it wasn't immediate. And I think it's like I'm in the talk of like potential people to be in a movie or a TV show. I didn't get any scripts really, like maybe 2 or 3 over the next 2 years.
Wow. It seems to be kind of the pattern a little
It's
bit.
wild. My career has been wild. It's like and at this point I'm at peace with whatever's going to happen. It's going to happen. Like I have no control until like I'm directing and producing and doing my own stuff.
And that's on the docket. That's
Yeah.
something you're working
Good for you,
towards.
man.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm getting, let's see what Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip just came out this past year. It's a family film.
Oh, I don't
Disney
know that
It's
movie.
really fun.
It's
really fun.
Is it a sequel or?
No, it's just like part of the same universe.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
Gotcha. Because they had, how long ago did the first one?
It was
10 years?
now it's 11, I think, because I was in that one too.
Were you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same character?
No,
or-
different character.
Oh, I love that.
We
I
did a
love
little
it.
kind of like the producers and I came up with like an Easter egg where I played an animal wrangler in the first one, and this one I'm a chef and a dad, and I go, but I wear Crocs and like some sort of animal print pajamas that kind of like
Like
Oh,
harking
callback.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
no one's gonna know but us, but it was funny. Odyssey, it's gonna be out next year. I'm getting ready to shoot a Christmas movie starting next week. A little indie producing. Diane Guerrero's gonna be playing
Oh,
mom.
Tell her I say hello.
I will.
I've worked with her.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'm writing. I'm writing and kind of developing my own stuff, and
Good for you, man.
Sounds like a good life.
yeah, can't complain.
I'm trying to produce now more than write. So if you have anything, my door's open.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, I love what I do, but I'm also,
Broadening out.
well, running a show is, you see it from the background and, but it's the young man's fucking job, man. It's just, it's really demanding.
Yeah.
And I still love it. And I jumped on, I'm doing it again right now. I just started again. But I'm trying to, delegate a little bit
Yeah.
more, you know what I mean? But that's good, dude. Look, man, I knew of you and have admired your work, but you're a super interesting dude.
Yeah. Now we really like you a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. And she's not lying. Like not that we would tell you we didn't like you.
Yeah.
But if we say we like you, we like you. I mean, half the reason we do this is because I don't get out much, and it's how I make friends.
That's right. He doesn't like to leave the house. So that's why we decided to do this here. And that's what the impetus for this was like, oh, there's so many interesting people that we don't actually know.
Yeah, like let's
And
have a dinner.
It's like a
Yeah,
dinner
like hang
party,
out,
but
yeah.
not really. You know what I mean? At least we are eating, but it's sort of that was the
was a
the
really good
impetus for
pizza, by the
doing
way.
it.
It was good.
It's super
Scarf that
good.
down.
Yeah.
To know where that came from.
But no, dude, this was
Yes.
fascinating, and and it's interesting how our paths have crossed, and then we come back around. But I'm glad to know you, and I hope we stay in each other's orbit.
Yeah,
you're
for
a good
sure.
dude, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Yay, Jesse.
We'll do food.
We'll do
We'll
food.
do
Food's,
food.
food's easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter
wait.
Weller, the day that I got killed, he comes up to me.
Oh, was Peter directing?
Yeah, he was Peter. He
Yes.
goes, I don't know why everyone's so upset that you're getting killed. We're gonna kill you today. Because everyone was like, "Fuck, Jesse's dying." He's like, "I don't know." He didn't know me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know why he's so upset.
Yeah. And then cut to the episode where Peter dies.
Right.
And he's like, I don't think you have to kill this guy.
I worked with him on The Last Ship. He directed the 2 episodes of The Last Ship years later, and I told him the story. He goes, "Oh yeah."
Well, he's Peter is truly a Renaissance man, and he has his PhD in Italian Renaissance art. So when we were hanging out in Florence, I tell this story, and I call him up. I said, "Hey, we're in Florence. We don't want to go to we're the hole in the wall museums and places we should go because it's tourist season. The Uffizi's packed. There's lines for hours.
Yeah,
at
I
the
didn't get in
Duomo.
anything.
Where should we go?" And I get a thing back with a link to his book he just wrote. And he goes, "Buy my book, and I'll tell you." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Because he has to, as a professor, he has to write these textbooks. He goes, I need to sell some of these books." And I was like, okay.
I love Peter.
Yeah,
we
we
have to
love
have Peter
Peter.
come on our podcast.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be fantastic. But that's very funny, dude. But all the success, man.
Thank you.
And I'd say I hope Odyssey lands the way it's supposed to land, but it sounds like, you're ready to roll with things wherever they go, and
That's the way to do this thing.
and
Yeah,
and-
man, you
and
can't
stay
get too
curious.
attached to like the result of anything because you
That's
know, I might not even make the movie. Who knows? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I think I'll be in it, but who knows?
No, I hear you. I just did something too, which I'm just like I'm part of the ensemble and, not that important, but could be important, but I may be not in it either. It's okay.
You don't. You kind of have to. I've talked to some of my friends and probably most young actors who are kind of freaking out about not working. I'm like, you have to find a way to be at peace with whatever's happening is going to happen. And if you're that anxious about it, start writing, start producing your own shit. Like everyone's got a camera.
Right.
Right.
Everyone has a camera.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no excuse.
That's the
And
deal.
just for the record, I want people to know, and by people I mean actors, that when I have to cut somebody from a scene or an episode, I lose sleep because I hate it. You know what I mean? It's the worst thing having to have, and legally, I can't, casting has to call an agent and there has to be a process, but it's brutal.
Oh,
when you-
really?
Oh man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, there's sometimes you're like, it's going to happen, and if there's a character that's on the bubble, I'll try to be upfront with people and say, "Hey, if you take this role, this may be the case." And then if it happens, I feel like they had the information going in. But when that doesn't happen, and circumstances, time, whatever, it's rough, man. It's difficult to do. So
Well, that's because you're an actor too.
yeah,
You understand it. I don't know if it's difficult for everybody.
Right. No, I know there's some people who probably, take a certain amount of satisfaction in it, but I'm not.
I got cut out of Gangster Squad. Remember Gangster Squad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in that. I had a great scene with like Michael Pena and Robert Patrick. Ryan Gosling was in that scene. Like we had a great, really
no, that
kind
was
of
a
great
cool-
scene. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, why am I not invited to the premiere?
Oh my God. Oh.
Nobody fucking told me. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like,
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
Ruben,
awful.
come on, man, warn me. And then my friends go to the premiere, and I snuck my way into the party. They go, yeah, man, you weren't in the movie.
That's brutal.
That is tough, man.
I'm like, ugh.
That's
I
rugged.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So there you go.